Hey everyone, this is Whit with Gnubay.com. I got some cards recently graded from PSA. Old Star and stickers. These are the Star Wars sticker series from the first series back in 1977. Here's Luke Skywalker, aka Mark Hamill, the actor. The back of these were blank. Oh, you can kind of see his face through there, though. This graded a 5. This is an interesting piece, only that in the sense that it was miscut on the top, and it took part of the card on the bottom down here. So it gets a low grade, but it's an error card, or miscut. So it'll probably get a premium on eBay. Princess Leia. Who doesn't like Princess Leia? Carrie Fisher was the actress. Graded an 8, which is pretty good. See if I can't get some of that glare off of there. Another Princess Leia, this one graded out of 5. If you kind of compare them, see it has a little bit more red in it. And centering's not as good. A little bit more to the left. And the bottom's a little wide. Back has a little staining on it. Doesn't hurt the value because these are all looked at from the front on this style. Chewbacca. Now this one graded low. You can see all the printing ink runs from the original piece here. And the coloring of here is not as what it could be. And you can see the printing ink runs here. It gets a low grade. These cost about $50 a piece to do economy on PSA. So I sell them for more than what I pay to get them graded. Always hoping for a higher end one so I can actually make a living at doing some of this stuff that I do here. I list a lot of different stuff on Gnubay if you follow me. This graded a 3, super low. All of these are on my eBay store. You can follow links in my bios and end up on my store on eBay. I'm sure you can find some cheaper ones. You can see kind of the wear there. That's what brought that way down. C-3PO, card 5, graded 5, played by Anthony Daniels. I like how they always spell it out back in the day, C-3PO, as opposed to the letter C and a number 3 and then letter P and a letter O. So this is a Star Wars sticker, C-3PO again. You want to see them side by side. Yeah, they're about the same. A little lighter in coloring. Nothing on the back. Stickers. Another C-3PO coming up. This one only graded a 4. Looks like the centering's a little off. And the coloring a little darker in the areas where it could be lighter. Stickers, what I was saying, came 1 to a pack. And I think there are 15 or 20 cards in a pack. on the Star Wars cards back in the day. I used to buy them when I was a kid, and these are from those collections, so they've been handled for sure. I was a kid, 7 years old, watching Star Wars. Here's R2-D2. Looking for a little lighter coloring on here, a little better centering. You can see it's kind of cheating to the right there. Still in excellent mint condition. I had 44 of these graded. I have another 44 on the way, as well as some modern ones from the Bad Batch that I'll do another video on. This one was graded for as well. You can see all the bleeding on here of the ink. So anytime you see the bleeding of the ink, that's going to bring the grade down. But the cards are authentic, and that's largely why you send them off to a grading company like PSA. PSA is my preferred grader at this time. Because even if it gets a low grade, it's proof it's authentic. People do make fake ones of these. Can't imagine why. I do know why, because people are just nefarious. But that said, the authentication process is basically a third party saying, yeah, it's real, and this is about the quality of the card. Will they get it perfect every time? Probably not. And you see a lot of critics out there, naysayers and whatnot, saying, oh, it's not fair, the process isn't good, or they're charging too much. You know what? It's a human being on the other end making their best quality assessment based on some pretty tight criteria. And assigning it. But it's not just me saying it's this, it's a third party. So when I take it and list it on eBay, it's not me saying it, it's a third party, and then we can agree or disagree that the third party is an effective tool for making that grade or not. But that's really your decision. If you buy into the grading community and whatnot, then you're not going to have a problem. You know that they cost $50 on economy level to get a card graded or a sticker graded. That's not including things that are signed and whatnot. You know, there's additional fees for getting a signature graded and whatnot, or a sports item authenticated. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention on this last one, look at all the bleeding on this one. All the ink bleeding here. This is another Lord Darth Vader, graded a 4. The ink isn't as bad on this. Honestly, I think this probably could have graded better than the last one, but they put it at a 4. I think it probably could have been a 5, but probably something to do with the ink or the lighting or what was highlighted best in the process. I mean, the printing process is back in 1977, what they used to print these cards. They weren't using some of the high-end methods they use today. Look at the back of this card, it's pretty beat up, and that's probably why I brought it down to a 4. Grand Moff Tarkin, played by Peter Cushing, 7, pretty good grade. You can see they put a 20th Century Fox Corp on these. This is a These were sometimes O-Peachy cards and distributed by Topps, so you'll see all of those associated with these cards. Another Grand Moff, this one graded out of 5. Want to kind of see the differences between them. You can see some of the highlights in the hair a little different. Left eye, it's a little sharper. And the space background is a little darker on 7. I almost want to say the centering on the 5 is a little better left to right, but it's not all the parts that go into grading. Here, compare it to the back of the other one. So the back's definitely better on this one. All right, going into the next series, or not series, but next card, number 9, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and it graded out of 9. This is a very high grade. It's worth a good deal of money in today's market, especially with the Obi-Wan series that came out recently. This is Alex Guinness who played this. If you ever watched, he did a lot of acting. One of my favorite films of his was Kind Hearts and Coronets. He played a lot of different characters in that movie. It's a really funny movie. If you haven't seen it, you should go and see it. This is a prime specimen of this card. If it probably didn't have that one spot right there on the back, it might have graded a 10. Another Obi-Wan. This one graded out an 8. You want to see them side by side. The hair, not as good. The centering is just slightly lower on the 8. Oh, overall, it's a pretty good card. And still a high grade for Obi-Wan in this series. Now you're going to start to see some of the differences as it goes down. So this is a 6, and let's just compare it to the 8 just in general. Look at all the red ink and the bleeding in that. How it bleeds down all through here and in the hair. Obviously too much ink in the printing process. Back of the card looks pretty good, except maybe that streak there. So here, you see another 6. Now, it's not as red. You're like, oh, it should be better, but look at the centering. It's almost off the edge. So that hurts the value. Even though the coloring of everything else is pretty good, its centering is off. So obviously you see the highlights of the red in this one again. I probably bought them from the same box back in the day. It's a 6 on the grade. and I got quite a few of these I sent off. Here's red ink in the hair again. And you see some printer lines here. If you like what I'm doing today, hit like and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up or whatever it is on whatever social media thing I'm on right now. I believe I'm on my Gnubay on Facebook. Here's a Tuscan Raider, number 10, graded out of 5. You can see it's kind of reddish ink again along the edges here. Kind of little too red in here and bleeding down here. Tuscan Raider was played by Peter Diamond in the original series. He has some funky name like or some crazy name like that. I think I put it in the description on the details on the eBay listing, which you can purchase any of these cards on eBay. You can see the serial numbers will confirm the exact one if you're interested. I'm trying to find them, but you should be able to go to shoptradingcards.com section of my eBay store. My name's Whit. Star Wars sticker, Battle in Outer Space. My eBay name is Gnubay, G-N-U-B-A-Y, or Gnubay for those in the know. Here's a TIE fighter shooting lasers at an X-Wing. Little staining there, that's why I got the low grade. Got a 3. Han Solo and Chewbacca. Han Solo was played by Harrison Ford. Han and Chewie, Han and Chewbacca. It's card number 12. Got a grade of 4. You can see it's favoring this edge here on the card, and that's so the centering's off. You can also tell that it's kind of all black here, which shows that it was cut a little too much, that way. Tuscan Raider. Always liked these creatures. They looked very menacing with those eyes and the mask and the teeth. Look at that weapon. That kind of spade piece here. That's kind of really neat. Played by Peter Diamond is the one who attacked Luke in the movie. Once again, like and subscribe or thumbs up. I do appreciate it. Let's beat the algorithms. Let you know some of the stuff I'm doing. I sell a lot of different stuff on eBay. But Star Wars is what I'm just getting into now. I buy storage units in the States at auction, but this happens to be coming from my personal collection that I'm getting graded and listing after all these years. Think about holding on cards till I die. I was 7 years old in 1977, so C-3PO. Love how they spell it out. Played by Anthony Daniels. There's a printer line kind of coming across here, probably from going through the printer process. Oh yeah, there it is. So you go at an angle and you can kind of see how the printer line came across, and the wheel or something that they were doing in the printing imprinted into the card. And that's probably why they gave it such a low grade, because it looks pretty good. Oh no, it's cut off over here a little bit, so it's not centered that well either. Star Wars sticker, threatened by sand people. Give you the right perspective. So, Peter Diamond swinging at Luke Skywalker. Mark Hamill, of course, played Luke Skywalker. He is still alive today, Mark Hamill, of course. These are the serial numbers up here on PSA cards. You can type those in and end up on and see the certification and I think the exact picture of the item. So if someone's trying to counterfeit, you can actually go and look at that. Oh, look at that. See, there's that same printer wheel effect from the printer that went through. You can see it right at that level. The wheel went right across the card and it imprinted itself in the process. Peter Mayhew played Chewbacca. I can actually belt that out pretty good if I wanted to. There's that printer wheel again going across it. Always find defects in the printing process, and that's kind of what grading does, is they find all that stuff. This is sticker number 20, graded to 5. Kenny Baker played R2-D2. Anthony Daniels, C-3PO. The Millennium Falcon speeds through space. Little ink up here. Corners look pretty good though. Rated out of 5. You can see a little bits of the element of the wheel and a little bit of, I'm not sure, that would probably be from the printing too. You can see how mechanical it is. That probably carried through to the front somehow. Yep, there it is. Right there, you can see that line. That's what brings the grade down. Stormtrooper, tool of the Empire. Were they really the tool of the Empire, you know? Who's really the enemy here? I mean, after all, these rebels destroyed this huge-ass space base with millions of people on it and killed a lot of people. Who's the terrorist here? You can see some of the things at the 4, so it didn't grade out well. You see the back, you can see that printer wheel again, once again running across the card and dotting it, so it's kind of up there, and there it is. You can see it right there. Coming across. I bet if we got it at the right angle, you could probably see that line too. Not so much, didn't carry across the front, but there you have it. Now, these other ones is graded out really well. This is the blue series of the cards. Luke Skywalker. This is probably my most expensive one that got graded. Maybe the Obi-Wan number 9, actually. Near mint. Luke Skywalker. This is a signature card of the whole series. There's a lot of these graded. However, the top grade, a 10, has sold north of 25,000 confirmed. So it's a hot commodity if you can get one to grade high. I do have quite a few of these, so I might send some more in. See if I can't get lucky. piece of the puzzle on the back. That was a cool thing on these blue cards and series. You could build a whole puzzle with the back of the cards. It was a lot of fun. Some of them had packs, some of them were parts of a puzzle. And Mark Hamill, of course, played Luke Skywalker. These blue border series ones, this is the first card in the whole series. And if you kind of compare it with the other first card in the whole series, here's your first sticker and your first card. Congrats on Mark Hamill. He's a quality soul on this planet. And you should know that people watch him and look up to him because of his character post Star Wars. Alright, number 2 card in the series, C-3PO and R2-D2. Featured throughout the whole series. Just wouldn't be the same without them. Anthony Daniels and Kenny Baker. Is graded out of 6. Part of the puzzle on the back. Probably part of Star Wars, it says that over here. It's probably been since the 70s since I built that puzzle. Star Wars, Little Droid, R2-D2. Love the way they always spelled it out back in the day. Can't stress that enough, that's kind of fun. Graded out of 6. Part of the puzzle. Looks like possibly the cockpit of maybe the Millennium Falcon. Or an X-Wing. I can't remember. Harrison Ford, Space Pirate, Han Solo. Card number 4 in the series. And it's card number 4 and it graded a 4. Very good, excellent. I like the back on these. Part of that puzzle once again. Princess Leia Organa, played by Carrie Fisher. Card number 5 in the series. Graded out of 7, which is pretty good. Edges look good. If you like the hobby of collecting, like I did, I mean, I collected cards and coins since I was a kid. I don't list a whole lot of them on eBay, but now I'm kind of getting to a point in my life where I do have to move them on, so I might as well get them graded and sent out. See if I can't generate some retirement income. Alec Guinness played Obi-Wan. Graded 6. I'm sorry, graded 5. Card number 6 in the series. Blue border series. If you like what I'm showing you, please hit a thumbs up. Villainous Darth Vader. Darth Vader was voiced by James Earl Jones, and physically in the costume was Peter Mayhew. He didn't always know the dialogue on what was being said, so Luke had to react to some very specific things. Apparently they thought he had loose lips, so they didn't tell him everything. The villainous Darth Vader. Type X-Wing there, and Death Star in the background. Maybe one of these days, if I get all these cards graded, I'll build a puzzle again. Show it to you guys. Grand Moff Tarkin. Number 8 graded 8, which is high. Boy, he did a great job acting in that series. And the costuming was awesome. Very stoic. Part of the puzzle again. And I did a few random cards, see if I chose a low population one, see if I might get lucky. Special mission for R2. Card number 70. I was born in 1970, so that's kind of why I chose that card too. For the time, it's so futuristic what they were doing in Star Wars. It was a lot of fun to watch. And this was also part of the 77 series, the red bordered second series 2, I guess they call it. Droids Wait for Luke. Graded out of 4, so not so great. I'm guessing the texture on it was not that good, the printing texture. And this is a cool thing on they did a lot of these cards. They put movie facts on the back and used really neat filming process in the background, and it really did Hollywood magic with this. Way ahead for its day and age. Well, that's it. Thank you so much. Please hit like. Watch my Gnubay page, and have a good day.